So Donald Trump has become very masterful at playing all sides and telling everybody what they want to hear. His whole thing about not being a politician, that was part of his branding. It's not true. He is a very effective politician, unfortunately, because he's just telling everyone what they want to hear and not really helping the situation. For those of you who have been following all these press briefings and Donald Trump's tweets and everything, let me kind of wrap it up for you here. So Donald Trump has these press briefings daily at this point where he's going out and he's telling people what's going on with the virus. And he's allowing his experts to talk, Dr. Fauci, Dr. Burke, and everyone's going up there giving a lot of good information. And he's being all presidential. You know, he's doing the thing where he just goes up and he's looking down, he's not looking at the camera, looking down, reading very boring tone, being very presidential. This is me being boring, right? And that's what he does. He reads it, he reads facts and statistics. And then after that, you know, he lets the experts come out, Dr. Fauci, Dr. Burke, and they talk about how we're going to reopen the country. And they said, here's the specific plan. If you have 14 days of a decrease in new cases and you're back to your hospitalizations being at pre-pandemic levels, then you can start to open back up. And they line out these steps of how we're going to open up. So Donald Trump, he puts on that whole charade, and then he goes on Twitter supporting protests to reopen. And he's also saying that some of these governors have gone too far with their lockdowns. So a little bit about the protests. There are protests in many different states, probably all of them to some degree, but there are some large ones, especially in Michigan, Minnesota, and Virginia, that Donald Trump specifically has gone on Twitter and said, liberate Michigan, liberate Virginia, which is their rallying cry. So these people are out there and they're saying we need to reopen. They say liberate Michigan, liberate Minnesota. And their reasonings are, besides some of them who are saying, yeah, we need to get back to work because we need to make money, some of them are saying, oh, we need haircuts. We need to get, some of them have said, we need fertilizer for our plants and you can't buy it, which is actually not even true. You actually can. You just have to do an order and pick it up. So it's just so crazy that Donald Trump is saying their rallying cry, liberate Michigan, liberate Virginia, because at those rallies, they're saying fire Fauci. That's another one of their rallying cries. They're saying fire Fauci, fire Fauci. And so Donald Trump's playing both sides. Thank you, Dr. Fauci, for your leadership. If you'd like to answer that question, as he's doing his press briefings, and then he's going supporting these groups that are calling for him to be fired. So he's stoking the extremists with kind of like a nod and a wink kind of thing, but at the same time he's acting all presidential. So it's kind of a dog whistle thing where, you know, you might say, oh, you're just being hard on him. Oh, you just hate Trump. It's like, no, he knows what he's doing. He's playing all sides, telling everybody what they want to hear. He's saying that some of these governors have gone too far. He's saying we need to reopen as soon as possible. But at the same time, he's like, well, but we need to follow the guidelines. You know, saying you need to follow the guidelines would not be supporting these protests, because the protests themselves don't support the guidelines. These people are having large groups, large gatherings, and they're organizing more all the time. My state, North Carolina, they actually have a group called it was called North Carolina Reopen NC. That's what it was, Reopen NC. And it has 61,000 members on this Facebook group. And there's a bunch of these groups. Some of them are smaller, some of them are larger, but the Stay Home NC one is only 14,000. So unfortunately, you got a lot more people trying to get everybody out and trying to get everything reopened. But we need to just follow the guidelines. And we need to have a president who doesn't play all sides and talk out of his mouth on one side and something else on the other. That's a real problem. I just think that this whole thing is just madness. Think of it what you will, but you can go look up those things I'm saying. You can watch the press briefings yourself. There will be another one today at 5:30 or so, and look at the tweets. He's saying one thing on Twitter because he has a different base there than the kind of people he talks to on TV. It's wild. You guys tell me what you think. Leave a comment below, and I'd love to talk to you about it. Otherwise, stay safe, stay home, and I'll see you guys in the next one.